Happy Tuesday, and welcome to Simplifying and Improving Your Dental Sleep Medicine Patient Workflow. So, this is a topic that might seem mildly important to some of you, but it's one that comes up time and time and time again because while it might only seem mildly important, it is vitally important. And most of you, if not all of you, have probably attended, some kind of weekend lecture where the dentist up on the podium has said, "This is how I do things," and you took it back and tried to replicate it. And the problem usually is either that dentist has a sleep only practice and you're in a general practice doing some sleep. So whatever they taught you probably wasn't reproducible in your practice. Or the flip side, you've got a sleep only practice, and this is a person up there talking about how to move people from hygiene through the process. Well, you try to implement it, it doesn't work. And what we've done today is we've brought together three dynamos, three powerhouses that come from, they've got some commonalities, but they really come from three very different areas. So I'm going to introduce our panelists, and typically we let them tell you all about themselves, but they'll be telling you everything you need to know later. So I'm going to introduce Lesia Crawford. Lesia is the co-owner, along with Dr. Stacy Laidman, of Go to Sleep here in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. There's a typo there. It says you have 3 offices. How many offices do you have, Lesia?
I have 4 now,
They just
sir.
opened a 4th office.
Yes, sir.
So, along with Lesia's myriad CEO responsibilities, she runs the show. She is the HBIC, the head honcho. She leads, the whole team there, and she laughs way too loud in movie theaters. Like, it is a distraction.
That's
It's a
funny.
disservice. Get your
No,
money back if you're in a movie theater
no,
with her.
no, you're
So
welcome. You're welcome. You didn't
again,
even know
but
that
but
part was
Lesia is
funny.
also, she's a former assistant, failed dental assistant, she'll tell you, and she's a former GP office manager. So she knows what it is to incorporate sleep into a practice, to try to run with that in a restorative practice. And now she has a sleep only practice, so she brings that perspective as well. Next, I want to introduce, as if she needs an introduction, Dr. Erin Elliott. Dr. Elliott has a bustling restorative practice up in not Iowa, but
Idaho.
Idaho. And her restorative practice, I mean, they do all of the things that you do. And in that, in the midst of all that, she also treats a ton of sleep patients. She lectures all over the country on those topics, but a lot of sleep. If you get a chance to check out one of her 3D dentist sleep courses, you should. Um, but she is living proof that you can have a bustling sleep practice within a busy restorative practice. Next, I want to introduce Jessica Vasquez.
Mhm.
Jessica also has a ton of general dentistry experience. She's been there, done that, worn a bunch of different hats. She was tasked with starting up what is now known as Sleep Better Austin, who you have how many offices in how many states now, Jessica?
We have 6 here locally in the Austin area. We have 1 in Bentonville and we have 1 in San Antonio. So right now I am overseeing 8 locations.
8 locations. But again, understands what it's like to be in the trenches with sleep and a restorative practice. Now, 8 locations and 3 states.
Growing.
I'm sorry, 2 states
2
and
states.
growing. And as it says there, you are one bad mofo. So you each bring a ton
Thank
of knowledge, wisdom, and experience. And I want to thank you in
Yes.
advance for sharing so openly with everyone tonight.
Thank you.
And I want to thank all of you that are here for dedicating your Tuesday to learning about this critical topic. Before we jump in and we start talking about that critical topic, though, I want to conduct a little bit of housekeeping. Um, if you're on until the end of the webinar, you will receive an email from Donovan at Spark Study Club. Spark Study Club are our CE partners for these webinars. Donovan at Spark Study Club will send you a webinar, or I'm sorry, an email in the next 24 hours that will have your CE certificate. If by chance you don't see it in 24 hours, check in your spam folder. It's probably there. If you still don't see it, then give me a shout. But please don't bother me for 25 hours. Okay. Donovan Spark Study Club. And with that said, let's dive in. I want to start with you, Erin, because I think most of the people that are on tonight have restorative practices where they're really trying to get sleep off of the ground, or they've gotten it off the ground, but they're trying to get some traction. So I'm gonna start with you. Time is of the essence. I've heard this from a zillion dentists over the years, or a zillion team members. We screen patients, and then that sets hygiene back. And then the doctor comes in, starts talking to the patient about an appliance and about getting sleep test. Hygienist gets set back. Now they're running behind. Everybody's day is busted. So what happens? Nobody talks about sleep anymore. How do you handle that differently in your practice?
Well, we don't try to sell. I mean, really, you don't want to prescribe before you even have a diagnosis or even understand the problem. So I think we spend too much time talking and not enough time actually finding out what the patient's needs, pain points, desires are. Instead, go on a soliloquy about, and I'll ask a doctor will ask me, how do you do so many, how do you do so much sleep, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, tell me what your workflow is. And first, they don't even know. And second, they're like, I don't know. I screen all my patients. I tell them how important it is. I talk to them, I educate them. And as soon as I hear educate, that's like nails on a chalkboard, if anyone knows what a chalkboard is anymore.
Good call.
And so my biggest thing is my hygienist, I just want them to bring it up. When I come in there, I just want to confirm and schedule for a consult. I will ask more questions, but the biggest thing is to get them to schedule for a consult. That's not selling a sleep study. That's not them even admitting they have a problem. It's not selling an appliance. It's simply setting aside more time to have a real conversation. And just as Lesia is so good at that patient interaction, that at consults when we can really dig in and get to know them, their needs, their chief complaint, whatever it is. My hygienist, their goal is to talk to at least one candidate per day. And in the morning huddle, we identify that candidate, because if you tell your hygienist to talk to anyone and everyone, it's like, okay, what is my dentist selling this time I come in? Lastly, there's usually 3 objections. It's spending the night somewhere strange, having to wear a CPAP, and money. So if in somewhere in that conversation you can kind of remove those barriers, then they're all of a sudden way more open to a consult. Oh, sorry. Last thing. I don't want my team members to resent it. I want my team members to support it. So what that means is that if you work here, you get a sleep study, your bed partner gets a sleep study, your new bed partner gets a sleep study, if that's the case. And
the one on the side.
Yeah. And then you
Four of your bed partners and your polycule get sleep studies.
No limits. Love that.
If they don't have sleep apnea, moving on. Come on, next one. Medical insurance. So when they have their own journey, their own story, I don't have to sell anything. That's it.
True.
I love that.
What about you, Jessica? How does that differ from when you were in the restorative practice?
Well, I was going to say, going back to Dr. Elliott, I do feel, I feel that a lot of patients do feel sold, whether we're selling or not. If anything is discussed other than general dentistry, there's a feeling that they have. So when I was in dentistry in the office, one thing that we did that I really felt was very helpful, we started on the phones. We would always say, now, please know we're going to reserve an hour and a half of time, and we're probably not going to be like any other dental office that you've ever been to. We're completely comprehensive. We're looking at this, this, this. We're even going to look at your airway. And that kind of set them up to where they didn't feel so blindsided coming in and offensive when they came in. They already knew. We had already kind of mentioned that we're going to look at it. Then when that topic came up, it wasn't a surprise. They already knew. And if they had any reservations, they would say it on the phone. We could talk them through it, and then we would get them scheduled on the sleep side. So I always felt that that was very helpful.
Smart.
Got it.
Really
And
smart.
Lesia, why don't you, if you don't mind, just giving us, the step by step, but kind of a bridged detail of what it looks like when a new patient comes to go to sleep.
Well, just like Jessica mentioned, telling them up front over the phone what to expect is really important. And we do the same. We let them know that they'll be meeting with either me, and they call me the owner, which is awesome.
Who they want to see.
Yeah, or one of the treatment coordinators, and they'll have up to an hour to review their sleep study, go over their insurance, and then they'll be, if this is something that they want to do, then they'll also have time reserved to get started that same day and meet with the dentist and do the scans. So it lets them know, number one, they're not meeting with the dentist right away. Because I think once we get into the weeds with this, you really want to safeguard your dentist time. And, dentists are more expensive than, auxiliary people, right? So they never walk in going, where's the dentist? Well, I'm a failed dental assistant. Will I work? And by the time we get talking, they're like, oh, you know your stuff. So letting them know what to expect is huge. And sometimes if they kind of give some pushback about, well, how much is it? And, well, the consultation is no charge. So, there's no charge to come in and talk to us and discuss. And in the meantime, we will do a full check of your insurance. So when you do come in, we'll have all the answers for you. Usually that's enough. If they push even more, we're happy to give them the answers. We're not like, safeguarding anything. So we'll even tell patients over the phone, well, if you have insurance, we'll certainly run it through your insurance. If you don't have insurance, we offer cash discounts, and, we'll even give the price. So we're very transparent over the phone, and again, want to set them up to what to expect. We don't want them thinking it's going to be 20 minutes and then, we've got 2 hours set aside and they go, well, I got to go. We want them to plan on spending the time with us and moving
Same.
forward.
Communication and setting the expectation.
Can I piggyback off that? Do you mind, Jason?
Please.
Jump on.
So on our end, also, one of the things that we do, which I think makes a big difference, and where I feel we're probably not different from y'all, but from most, I'm going to use the word specialist, but we know. We don't wait for our patients to call us. We call all of our patients when we receive a referral. So I would say most of the time when they call, they'll say, who, what, who's calling me? And I always coach to my team to say, Dr. Tierney has asked me to give you a call to get you in for a complimentary consultation for our practice. That way they know we're not just calling you out of the whim. We're calling you because your doctor asked us to call. And we do the same thing. We do a complimentary initial consultation. And I can normally get a patient to come in. I just say, look, there's no risk to you. It's a complimentary consult. If you decide to not move forward, you don't have to. The only risk is your time. And it's going to be an hour and a half at your time. You can hear what we do. You can see what we offer. And if you decide to move forward, you move forward. If you don't, you don't. No feelings lost. And I think they just feel safer and more comfortable coming in when you kind of set it up as it's going to be your decision. Do what you want.
Yeah. We'll have the time set aside.
Perfect.
So
if you want to move forward, you can.
But if you don't,
Same.
What about Dr. Elliott? Who does the consults in your office, and how much time is allotted for those? I heard an hour and an hour and a half here.
We do an hour if there's no recent sleep study within 1 to 2 years. We'll do an hour and a half with a sleep study. With a VA referral, it's kind of nice because we know we're going to get commitment.
Done.
We know we're going to get a yes, so we do an hour. My assistant is doing all of the heavy lifting. I have two now, and they are doing so well and just so excited that like I'm spending even less time in there than ever. So it's been nice. But yeah, hour and a half, depending on if they have a recent sleep study or not.
And then Lesia, so you do consults in your office, but you've got 4 offices. You can't do all of them. So who does the other consults?
So one of the assistants, Nichelle, who I've been working with for 20 years, she, said, I think I want to do that. And so that was a great transition for an assistant who's just kind of getting burned out on assisting with all the knowledge. So she does consults. I hired a gal who, didn't know anything about anything, but just really had compassion and, cared about people and trained her, from nothing. And she's fantastic. Sometimes the dentist, depending, if they have to jump in, they will do one. And then of course myself. But yeah, we're always kind of seeing who do we have on the team, who's kind of getting burned out on what they're doing. And, it's always, I think we're going to get into this conversation, ladies, like we are always in flux, right? We are like, what's your system? Well, today, this is what we're doing until it's not working. And now we're doing this. So just always,
Very true.
right? So just kind of keeping a bird's eye view on your whole team and who would be the next person to do that. But, failed dental assistants are good, but anybody who really cares about people, who wants to talk and listen and not just connect, not just talk at somebody, wants to, get to know them and help them would be.
To engage, to interact.
Yeah.
Speaking of interacting, I see some friends on here: Brian Shepard, Bruce Herr, Chuck Tozer, Dana Blaylock. Hey, Dr. Zeppelin. What else we got here? Tammy Ray Bonenkamp. Lesia, say hi to
Hi, hi, friend.
Dr. Goff, JB Prudentos from far away. There's Jojo
Ooh.
Boer, John Bozis, Joe
Jojo
Bustle.
Boer.
What's up, Big
Yay.
Bus?
This is the shout out section.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to here,
Yeah.
Michael Murray is, and Cole Griffith is, hey, Dr. Sanford, Preeti, how are you? Anyway, what I'm trying to get to here is any questions you have about the process, about the workflow, type them in there and we'll try to get them answered here in real time. As far as the person that asked anonymously, what do you charge? I mean, nobody's going to answer that. I mean, how much was your house? Okay. All right. Okay. What about, we'll go with Lesia. As far as your processes, your workflow, your patient flow, I mean, what is an area where there's, whether it's recency or just it's common, where you have a bottleneck? What's an area where there's continually friction that you're always trying to fix? Yeah.
So, in light of transparency, we are constantly always going, like, we are always hiring, always, always, always. And once we finally made the conscious decision to realize that we will never have enough people, we will always need more people, we were like, okay, there's no end in sight. So keeping in mind that there's no end in sight, bottlenecks are, not enough assistants and not enough scanning rooms and not enough scanners and too many follow-ups. And now we need, to expand the office and get more rooms. So luckily it's been growth And whenever we do have a bottleneck, we have such a great team that communicates so well, and we all have meetings once a week. All the teams are having meetings around the EOS system, and it really helps us identify when there's a problem quickly, and then how are we going to fix it? Because they're going to come up, there's going to be problems. So again, get it out of your mind like it's going to be smooth sailing every day. It just, I see both of you smirking like it's fun. The day's chaotic. I mean, we just saw Erin
I've
eating
just
pizza.
felt so seen and so heard. And I'm like, what? You're always
I see you. I see you.
You just said you had an employee for 20 years. So I just am feeling seen. Thank you.
That's good. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just tweaking the schedule to making sure that everybody's getting the time that they need in the schedule and patients aren't waiting. We pride ourselves on patients not waiting and patients getting in and not being rushed. So just having enough room, equipment, make sure. We just had a thing today where one of my doctors is like, my computer, I'm going to throw it out the window. And I'm like, order a new computer, order another scanner, whatever you need, make it so. Like now, don't mess around. Give everybody the tools they need.
Yeah. Erin, what about, so patients, you told you and the team in your huddle identified one patient you're going to talk to about sleep today, right? What is the process from there to titration study? How many appointments? What are those appointments? How far apart are they? What does that look like?
Well, they'll get their cleaning, of course, and then they have to get, coached on which end of the toothbrush to use and why floss is important. By the way, you know why floss is important?
Why?
Have you ever wiped without like wiping in the crack? Well, that's like not flossing.
Love
You
that.
say that to teenage boys, it kind of works. Anyways. See, I still live in the general dentistry world. So we'll get them when we bring them up to the front. We don't go into like in-depth detail, right? We collect their medical insurance card, we schedule them out. Right now we do have a bottleneck, but traditionally it's like, a few weeks. And at that time we will talk about their chief complaint. We show them how an appliance works, what their treatment options are. We usually send them to a third-party testing company. That's our like easiest workflow. We can get the patient seen by a sleep physician via telehealth, mailed the sleep test. The third party bills their medical insurance, not us, and we can get the diagnosis, prescription, letter of medical necessity within 2 to 3 weeks.
And Dr. Elliott, if I can ask, I mean, we can speak candidly here. That company is that sleeptest.com?
That's sleeptest.com.
Shout out Ryan.
They do all the heavy lifting. They do everything for us. Because if a patient goes, no, I'll just ask my primary care to get it. I'm like, okay, we'll see you in a year. If I refer them locally, it's like 6 months. So, or if they follow through at all. So the telehealth, or in Idaho, there's some insurances that do let us distribute our own sleep test. That's my favorite way personally. So we can distribute some as well. We'll send, by the time they're done with the consult, the goal is that they can't wait to get a sleep test, because this could be the answer to all of the issues. I recreated that poster of the human with all the different problems and percentages of diabetes and, heart conditions, all of that. And my assistants tell me that pretty much every patient takes a picture and sends it to their family. And they look and they point and refer to it and say, oh my gosh, like I have some of those. So the light bulb going off is a very important part of the consult. And that's why I like to set aside the time, because by the time we're done with the consult, the goal is that they want to get the sleep study and find out if this is what's going on. So once we have the sleep study results, diagnosis, whether that's via telehealth or our own, we can get them in for scans and a bite and a cone beam within a day or two. And then in the back end, we do the pre-auth and whatever we need. We'll send out the scans at that time. We usually get at least 500 down. And then deliveries, we don't pre-schedule. And we just tell the patient, we call them the same day, essentially, and we can get them in within a day or two there as well.
Okay.
Deliver, I do a 1 to 2 week follow depending on how many adjustments we made or how confused they seemed, and what our schedule's like. And then a 1 month follow-up is where we'll consider a calibration test.
Got it. Got it. I got a question for you, Lesia.
Hmm.
This is from a
Yes.
homegirl, Preeti.
Oh.
Patient scheduled consult appointment 3 weeks out. Patient shared his medical insurance info at the initial phone call.
Hmm.
And let's just say they had medical treatment procedure done that affects the deductible. So when you say get your patient's medical insurance details for the consult appointment, what exactly are you sharing with the patient at the consult appointment? And how do you answer the question, how much is my insurance going to pay?
Oh, why do I get all the hard ones? Hold on. I'm kidding. Okay, so I just was waiting to do that this whole time.
Yeah.
So I have a verification of benefits that is sent to my billing team. And what we want to know is, are we in or out of network with that plan? And I want to know what the in-network benefits and the out-of-network benefits are. What is their deductible? What has been met to date? What is still owed on the deductible? What is their copay? So sometimes it's $25, sometimes it's $375. So that's important.
And
then
you're considered a specialist, correct?
Correct.
For copay.
Yes. And co-insurance. So are they covered at 80%, 20, blah, blah, blah. When they come in, I have that ready to go. And it's always good news, great news. My full fee for that one doctor that was asking is $7,250. And then I let them go, and I go, but, right? I just let them choke a little bit. And then I go, great news is I'm in network with your plan and I've sold my blood and I'm only going to get 1,800 allowed amount, or whatever the situation is, right? So we'll just break it down and say full fee, insurance contracted rate is X amount. And then your out of pocket is the smallest number that I'm saying last, right? So biggest number, scare them. Middle number, okay, I'm breathing. And then, oh my God, $600, that's a deal. So that's how it goes.
Well
If
done.
if they say, I just had a kidney replaced. I don't know. I just had something and I know my deductible's met. I'll go, oh, that's awesome, because the $1,000 out of pocket included $900 worth of deductible. Let me check my system. And with my software, I can do an immediate check and
Real-time check.
a real-time
Nice.
check. So I'll just say, let's take a look at it and see if I can get an answer. So I'll press that button. And sometimes I go, wow, awesome. You did meet the deductible from when we first checked your benefits. Now it's free. You met your out-of-pocket maximum. So I'm always willing to take a peek at that. Or if for some reason that's not working, I will say, hey, I've got my team on speed dial, and I'm lucky enough to have, a whole billing team that just sit there and wait for me to text them. And, I'm like, hey, so-and-so's here right now. Can you check real quick? Have they met any more of their deductible? And then I'll just talk about other things till I get the answer. And that's it.
Okay. Jess and Dr. Elliott, when discussing appliance options with patients, do you or your team discuss with them anything like differentiate between E code and K code? Any of that?
Our team goes over requirements, insurance requirements, and we give all of our patients the option for an alternative if their insurance requires a specific device. Um, so we always lay that out, for our Medicare patients and things like that. We don't get into specific codes. We just state this is what not me, but our team, this is what your insurance will cover. However, we do offer this device. This is why we like this better. This is what it would look like if you move forward with this. So we do give
Got it.
options.
Aaron,
We show them that we have them like on display, right? Not enough to overwhelm them, but
Same.
I am in Idaho, so I would say, well, the government in all of its wisdom has decided that this one, and I was like, and there's really no reason why, but your insurance will cover this one. Most people do go for the E-code, the hinge device. And rarely we'll have someone will say, I don't want that one. Well, we could still run it through your insurance and then we could do this one at the same time, whatever. So, but most people just go for the E-code. I don't get into all I'm sure there's many fancy things we can do and we could upsell and all of that, but I don't get into that. I also let my friends like Kent Smith experiment with K codes, and then I will start billing them when I know they're safe.
I love that. Smart gal.
I had a patient today that she had Carillon, so it required the hinge device, and she had severe apnea and she failed CPAP. And I said, this is the one that your insurance, wants you to have, and I say, this isn't rocket science, except for this one, the RPMO2, which is some rocket science. And so I always give my patients the option hinged, non-hinged, and then the RPMO2. And she decided to opt out of her insurance, which was a $600 copay, and she paid the full amount for the RPMO2 cash because it was important to her, So
yeah,
I want them to know.
I want them to know they have a choice. So we show them all of them, but ultimately they just go, I'll just start with what the insurance pays.
Yeah, we actually have quite a few patients that take what we call the second device, shockingly, but yeah.
I think too, it's, if you have, the base model, the mid-size, and then the Cadillac or whatever, most people are going to spend a little bit more and go for the middle. So I really think, and with that RPMO2, I'll tell people like, you don't need this. You have an AHI of 7. Your oxygen you don't need this. If you want this, you can have it, but you don't need this. But if they do need it, like the patient today, I'm like, I really would love for you to have this one. This one's going to really help us treat you that much quicker and get a good eye on everything.
If we really felt it was important, I think patients would do that. You just aged yourself, Lesia, when you said the Cadillac. I think it has to be the Tesla, or I don't know.
I do call it the Tesla too, but then you never know with the politics, right? Yeah, Arizona's tricky. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. I say Lamborghini, Lamborghini.
So the second appliance, just real quick, I saw that question pop up. There are some companies that have like a promo that if you get the hinge device and then order a non-hinged at the same time, you get it for a discounted price. I don't know what you charge for the second appliance, but this is what your insurance out of pocket would be. If you want the second device, it would be an additional I don't know, what do you charge?
So they're getting both.
Yeah. What do you charge? 1,200?
$850.
$850.
What about when you have a conversation and with a patient and they opt not to move forward with a sleep test? Where do they go then? What happens to them? A note goes in the chart that they opted not to get a sleep test, and then you talk about it with them the next time they're in, or what happens?
From hygiene or in the consult?
Sure.
Okay. If it's in hygiene and they don't want to even talk about sleep, I'm like, hey, I can see it's something that is not concerning to you at this time. With your permission, I am concerned. Is it okay if I bring it up at your next appointment just to see if anything's changed?
Love
So
that.
there's that. And then we'll make it up. In the consult appointment, if they're like, I'm here because my wife made me and I really don't think I have an issue. I'm like, okay, well, if anything changes, I have learned a long time ago to not care more than the person does. So I'm like, you're a big boy. We're here for you at any time.
Yeah.
That I
You know
really
what
leave it at that.
I say a lot is I say, I'm not your mom. I'm
Yeah.
not here to tell you what to do, right? I'm here just to give you all the information and you can figure it out on your own. And
They usually come back.
they do. Oh, especially when I say like I'm not your mom. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, I can make a decision. You know? You're a big boy.
You know, I've got a question about your follow-up appointments, your titration appointments. But before we do that,
I love that you're pointing, but I don't know who to.
Yeah.
I'm
You.
just pointing as I talk like I'm
Okay.
some sort of,
Okay. Sorry. Go on.
yeah,
Before we move on.
yeah. Before we move on,
Hmm.
Erin, what are you going to be doing January 22nd at 8:30 a.m.?
I'm probably going to be leading off and speaking up on stage. And let's just say that this is the fourth year in the row, and that means I am not a one-hit wonder, right, Jason?
You are
You
not
know,
a
you are
one-hit
not.
wonder.
No.
No, you're quadrophenia.
Yes. But that might be the theme of my lecture as well.
It might be. Don't be a one-hit wonder, where you will be talking about
Adjunctive
adjunctive
therapy.
therapies. And then, Lesia,
Hmm.
you'll also, I don't know what time yet,
Mm.
but you'll
Right.
also be gracing the stage at Transform
Mm.
Dental Sleep Symposium, talking about
Who
dealing with
knows?
patient objections
Okay,
during the
good.
consultation.
Okay, good. I'm good at that one.
Yes. And you'll
Yes.
also be speaking
Oh,
the day before the
what?
symposium kicks off at
Let me
the
check my
Sleep
calendar.
Champions workshop. You'll be talking about case presentation once again.
Oh,
But
am
that's not the only
I?
thing that's
Ew, I've
going
got it. I've
on.
got to make that.
Yeah, that's not the only thing that's going on Thursday. No, no, no. Wagging your finger in your face. That is not the only thing going on Thursday, January 21st, the day before the symposium kicks off. In addition to that, Pristine Medical Building will be sponsoring the Party in the Desert. Party in the Desert.
Party.
It's a golf tournament limited to 30 people. I think we're at like 19 or 20 right now. So there's like
Ooh.
10 spots remaining. Um, that includes your fee for that includes golf. They've got prizes. There's a post tournament dinner and drinks. But let's go back a step real quick to the speakers at the event. So we've got everybody from Steve Carstensen and Suzanne Tai to uh, Mark Murphy, Kent Smith. This is a veritable who's who of dental sleep medicine. Well, not just dental sleep medicine, but sleep medicine as well. We've got two sleep physicians this time, Dr. Jonathan Lown and Dr. Jimmy. But this meeting is focused exclusively on practical topics and we sure that everybody's got an actionable takeaways. This isn't one of those boring academic meetings where people are going to stand up there and read data off of slides. This is the type of meeting where people are doing cartwheels. Erin, you can do a cartwheel still, right? This is the kind of meeting where Dr. Erin Elliott will do a cartwheel. Right? So
We've got it
if
on
for
video,
nothing else,
actually.
come to see that. But come to the meeting. We do it every year. It's getting bigger, better. This year, we've moved to a new, larger venue. It is at the Westin Kierland Resort. They've got lazy rivers, pools, golf, I don't know, 8 restaurants. It's going to be bonkers. Get signed up, tdssymposium.com, 11 hours CE. It'll be amazing. Also, we have another webinar coming up with Doctors Kent Smith and Dr. Dan Taché. August 25th, 2 weeks from today. The
I'm
topic is
signing up for
hormone
that.
therapy isn't working. Now what? So you've delivered a device, patients titrated it, it's not working. Do you increase the vertical? Do you titrate them further? Do you try some sort of hybrid therapy, positional therapy, tap pap? Do you send them back to the physician and say, oh no? Well, these are two people that do know. So they're going to talk about the what's what, the who's who, and the how's how. So register for that webinar, August 25th, same bat time, same bat channel. Talk about aging yourself. Let's careen this Cadillac back into some combo. All
Love
right.
it.
So when you mentioned, Erin, you kind of shared a little bit about when you do it, but Jessica, what about yourself? Devices delivered, what does the process look like after that as far as follow-up, and when do they actually get sent in for, or when do they get a calibration or a titration study? And
I
when do they go back to
knew
the physician?
you were going to ask this, and we've changed it 100 times. So I had it pulled up on my computer because I knew this was going to come up. So right now, so I'm going to look this way. So right now, what we're doing, we deliver now that we have our own diagnostics and testing, we get to send those out ourselves. Well, we don't, but Frontier Sleep and Wellness does. So once we deliver, we get a kit sent out. And right now, what we're having the patients do is they are advancing once a week for 6 weeks until they get to their ideal setting. So each night they're advancing until they get to their ideal setting, and then they stop and wear it from there. And then they're testing. So I believe right now they're having the testing kit for 6 weeks. And then once they get to their ideal setting, they stop, we check, and then we go from there. So overall, we deliver, they test, and I want to say we see them 4 times after delivery, and then we'll send them back for efficacy, and then annually. And then we try and catch them at 3 and 5 again.
Okay. Lesia, how does
Why
that
3
vary
and
from
5, Jessica?
Insurance renewals, they might be eligible for a new device, and there may be something cooler out there
New.
that they may want, or their device could be rotted. All of the things.
what
And honestly,
devices are you using where they're just
Rotted?
you know, we actually really screwed up in the beginning because we didn't have a set plan to recapture patients. And I'll never forget, this was in the very beginning, and Dr. Brandon, he came into what we had at the time, which was our dungeon, our little admin space. And he was like, hey, what happened to all those patients that we saw, 3 years ago? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're enjoying life. And we realized that we had years of patients who had their devices delivered, and we never had a plan to get them back. And it was just such a long, drawn out process to try and recapture. We were sending letters, we were trying to call them, and it was just a mess. So now we finally have a process where we are actually scheduling them out every year. And on their 3 and 5, we make sure that a doctor's present so that they can basically kind of re-examine and go in and have that conversation. And it's worked out so much better. And we do have goals around it, how many we want to recapture, how many patients we want to get new devices, and take advantage of it. I mean, it's kind of like not going to the eye doctor and getting glasses, even though you may not need them. When you're not eligible anymore, your glasses are going to break. It's kind of the same thing, just kind of stock up on those devices and have them if you need them. But
Well, and every appliance we use, no matter what, is a 3-year warranty. So
yes,
we'll tell the patient, it's a 3-year warranty, insurance covers every 3 to 5. So I have some that are 8 years old that are doing great, but some people just like to make sure they always have one.
yeah, a backup. Get it
Those
while you can.
videos are awesome. It's like clockwork. So some of the appliance companies actually send you a list of
Yes,
patients that are coming up on their 3-year warranty, and
really?
that's the most
which is
beautiful
so nice.
recall
God, that's
Mhm.
so
you can
smart.
have. So
Mm.
Yeah, we definitely made some mistakes around that. And, even right now, we realize that our schedule isn't booked out, the year, out to be able to schedule. And that's, it's such a disaster to go back and try and recapture people when you could have them scheduled. And, people may say, well, they're not going to know what they're doing. And we always just say, we're going to go ahead and put you on the books. It's easy to forget about this. You'll get a reminder as it gets closer to, and if you need to adjust it, just let us know. But we're going to go ahead and put you on the schedule.
Gotcha. Jessica, you looked at your screen because you said that you all just updated that protocol.
Mhm.
Why do you have it documented? This is an opportunity to plug Dr. Kerr's old podcast that he did with Dr. Elliott and I about EOS.
We had a really good discussion about this a couple of weeks ago, and we were feeling some burnout from our team. And as Lesia said in the beginning, things change all the time. When I bring new hires on, I always say, we're not McDonald's. We haven't had the same handbook since 1978. I don't know when we're going to stop saying we're new. We're a small business, but we're new. We're a small business, and things change every day. I can't tell you how many times we've changed our titration process. Honestly, I literally just read that off the paper because I don't even know what it is anymore. But what I realized is we're just constantly barking orders of things that are changing. And we're expecting our team to remember everything that we're saying in Slack, which things are changing 25 times a day. So we have made a commitment that everything has to have an SOP. It has to have a process. We utilize WorkRamp, which is amazing. If you don't have it, it's a learning platform to where you can plug in SOPs, assign them to your team members, and then you have documentation that they've read it, they've understood it. You can make tests from the SOP, and it's really, really neat. So everything is written down. Everything can be accessed. If you don't remember what it is, you just go and you look and you pull it up and it's there. But the sticklers, you've got to remember to take it out and change it and replace it with a new process.
Yeah.
But it's to have it written, documented, accessible for learning. Otherwise, it's just words.
Yeah. So one quick thing there, Jessica, just for some people that might be on that aren't familiar with some of these
Sure.
acronyms or this terminology, but SOP, you're talking about standard operating procedure.
Yes.
And you're talking about this step-by-step process for basically each role or each function in the practice. To be clear, though, the way that you do things there in your practice is when it comes to documenting, you're not documenting every bit of minutia of each step, right?
We are trying to get better about not doing that.
Okay. So it's like acrylic. You've got too much and you feel it's easier to just remove some of it. But you're documenting, ideally what you're doing is you're documenting the processes so that they're current.
Correct.
And you're not documenting all of the minutia. You're doing enough so that if you hired someone new, that has a functioning brain, that they would be able to look at that SOP, that standard operating procedure, and with a little bit of ingenuity, then figure out how to do that task, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It literally says week 1, what trays to use, how long to wear it. Week 2, the following weeks, when to stop. It's just very generic but easy to follow. And that's with everything. And I love that you said you're not putting every little thing, because we would word vomit and then we would change an EMR or we would change something. Then it became overwhelming because we had to do it all over again. And Dr. Brandon was like, stop. Y'all are reading too much into this. You don't need to put how to do this in our EMR. You just need to put the process. And then we learn the EMR and we do it however it needs to be done with the EMR. So that's why I say we're learning, because we still are learning.
Sure. Of course. Well, a commitment to ongoing learning really separates, I would imagine, your key team members from everybody else. Someone that is curious, that is eager to keep learning, whether it's a new software, a new device, a new methodology for doing things. They're going to be people that really set themselves apart from everyone else. Yeah,
for sure.
Gotcha.
Thank you for that.
Got something real quick here. A question from my friend in Hawaii, Dr. Besa. first, I just want to mention, Dr. B, if you go and look at transformdentalsleep.com and go to past webinars, we did a webinar, I think 2 weeks ago with Stacy Lehman and Jennifer Bragg on this very topic, the topic of transitioning to sleep-only practice. But Lesia, I'll ask you anyway to give me an abridged version. Dr. B's interested in transitioning to a sleep-only practice. And his question is, when is the best time to make that transition? Does it have to do with, X number of cases per month, X number of dollars? Well, let's start there.
Okay.
How do you know when it's time?
Do it. It's right now.
The
Yesterday
time is right
was
now.
I knew that.
yesterday.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, do it. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Because when you do make that jump or that leap and you open up that sleep only practice, the referring doctors look at you differently. They take you more seriously, and when you're focused on it, and when you have a team that is focused on managing sleep only, it will grow. I working with GoGo Billing, back in the day, I kind of had a bird's eye view of actually Jessica used to call me and yell at me about, I was like, sorry, Jessica, I swear.
I want you to forget about that time.
No, you were so mean to me.
I was getting $50 for every paid claim.
was-
Yes.
She was a brat. So, but I loved her anyways. And I could see the offices that did well, and I could see the offices that struggled. The ones that did well had bulldogs like Jessica working for them, who, were on the ball and had doctors that were willing to hire more people. The ones that struggled were the ones that maybe they did have a Jessica or Alicia, but they put so much on their shoulders that, they wouldn't hire somebody else, that they were so stagnant. So I think if you have a passion for it, you want to transition, you want to do it. It doesn't cost a lot of money to open up a sleep only. You don't need, this $1 million, build out. It's a completely different, totally different beast, really. I mean, my other office that we just opened, we're sharing space. They're a dermatology office. So my move-in was 1 day. It was easy. It was completely furnished, ready to go. So you could even do something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the ancient proverb?
The best time to plant a tree
was
20 years
ago.
ago.
Best time is right now.
Right now.
Do that thing.
It's awesome.
Okay, one other question. Well, actually, Erin, do you have like a designated sleep day? Where you're just
Well,
doing
looking
sleep?
back again, I don't know the demographic of dentist on here, but I have to remember where I
You're
began.
all across the board.
Yeah.
From best to worst.
And so I was kind of learning some things along the way too, right? When I teach a 2-day course, the thing that I think the mistake we made in the past was focusing on medical insurance. And that really is, I think, the biggest barrier for dentists to pursue it. Like a dentist will go take a course, they'll come home excited, and then it deflates. Remember, we need a longer runway. You need to not give up too soon. But we've really focused now on don't start with medical insurance. Start out fee for service. Treat and test your team. Don't ask about referrals when you haven't even made one appliance yet. And don't be shy. You sell clear aligner therapy all day long. You don't bat an eye when you say it's $5,000. You already know what the payment plan is. Why are we not doing that for a life-changing, therapy? So fee for service is just fine. But looking back, I did dentistry Monday through Wednesday, and then I had set aside time Thursday afternoon for just sleep, me and one coordinator alternating. And then pretty soon it was all day Thursday. And patients didn't seem to mind. Like, it's not just a cleaning. If it's a medical appointment, they tend to change their schedule to suit yours. And then it was half a Tuesday, all day Thursday. And then pretty soon we got it down, the workflow down enough that I could do it in a third column while I was doing dentistry. So that's kind of how it is now. I have we have dentists here. I work Monday through Wednesday. We have dentists here Monday through Friday. So they usually deliver and do follow-ups on Thursdays when I'm not here.
Got it. Okay.
And save the consult time for when I am.
Got it. Holly, the company that we mentioned was sleeptest.com. We don't have any financial arrangement with them or anything, but they do a fantastic job. So I encourage you to reach out.
They were
them,
wonderful.
Talk to Ryan, and what's the other guy's name? Dr. Elliott.
Oh, Joe? No.
Ask for Ryan.
Oh, Scott? No, I don't know.
Yeah, tell him we sent you. This is a great question. This is a great question, and Erin, we're gonna hang with you on this one too. Actually, I'm going to shout this out to everybody. We're a large, busy practice. My sleep part of the practice has grown to the point where I'm going sleep only. My sleep assistants are my chair side and cross-trained EFD, AFTA, so they're high paid. How do you address pay scale when you go to sleep only? Or do I just suck it up and pay them? I know what the rates are for dental teams in our area, but sleep is a mystery. What do we do?
Suck it up. Pay it.
Suck it up. If that's what they're used to, why would they take a pay cut? And if they're that good, I mean, obviously they should have to prove their worth, but
they've probably already done that. They just need
they
to
probably done that.
If you're taking them with them, you have to pay them the same, and then maybe even bonus opportunities or something.
Sure. It'll be worth it though. I mean, Lesia, one thing that you've stressed to me over the years, and I've seen it happen time and again, I've seen it to be true, is, build this thing, pay these people what they're worth, and it will blow up, exponentially. Make the investment in the people. I think that's one thing that I would stress to everyone on here is to invest in your people. I think what I've seen a lot with dentists over the years is there's a propensity or a proclivity to invest in gadgetry, right? That ends up being, a lab coat hanger, but then trying to cut corners on paying your people. And you can run the place without that gadgetry that's collecting dust. You can't do it with that person that you said is a rock star and you couldn't do this without them. So why are you fighting them on another $1 an hour or whatever? Pay them, right?
Yeah.
And don't just pay them and like, oh, I've got these baseball tickets that somebody gave me, so I'm going to pass them on to you. No, you can't buy groceries or pay the electric bill with secondhand baseball tickets. Pay them money. Right? I mean, there are certainly other ways to show your appreciation and express to people that they're valued, but one of them certainly is to pay them what they're worth.
So I guess
sorry, Jessica.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we have a bonus program, and new people coming on board, they're just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get to the bonus. And then, the people that have been getting it, like, every month we have, a team chat, and everybody's like, where are we at? One more, let's get one more delivery. Sorry, I put in a delivery at 4:30. That's okay. And everybody's just like calling that other patient, trying to get it in, because they're all motivated. They're all on the same team, and they're all going to bonus. And
it's a surefire way to build everybody's buy-in. And sometimes Lesia will tell me what their monthly or quarterly or whatever it is bonus payouts are, and I hear these dollar amounts and I'm like, that's a really nice car that you're just paying out, but the reality is
worth every penny. My team is
how much
amazing.
money have they generated for the practice, for the business, for you to be able to, the more you're paying out in bonuses means the practice is doing really well.
Absolutely.
So everybody here, don't cut corners, pay your people.
Yeah.
Lesia, what about the name of the benefit confirmation company that you use? What was that again?
Benefit confirmation. Oh, that's my own team. So it used to be Go Billing. So I kept the best of the best. So that's who does mine, or if I didn't have my own team, I'd probably use Pristine. But make sure you have people who know what they're doing,
Yep.
checking those benefits. And then
Someone asked about when you check the benefits.
Mhm.
It's totally up to you, of course, but we take the chance, we take the gamble that they're going to show up. So we actually do check before they even come in. And if I never see them, I lost that little bit. There is a difference between insurance verification and eligibility check, or benefit, eligibility check is where you can just look, like Lesia said, at a touch of a button, you can see their in-network and out-of-network deductible and how much has been met. But an insurance verification is where we look at the codes, the co-insurance. Like we get the whole breakdown of what that insurance covers, so that we can get a really accurate estimate. And we've billed so much, and our third-party biller has billed so much that we usually can guess the allowable. So there's an equation that once you know what the allowable is, you can just plug in the numbers and figure out the patient's out of pocket. I mean, pretty soon, once you have that equation, it makes total sense.
Yeah. And don't do the pre-auth. That's
Right.
the mistake. Don't try to get a pre-auth before they come in. Because what if they don't move forward, or what if they need a new sleep study, or what if you're like
We used to debate whether to do that or not, and it's such a waste of time.
such a waste of time. Yeah,
And
total waste of time.
If pre-auth in medical is totally different than dental, they're not going to tell you what they're going to pay for it. All they're
No.
telling you is you've checked all the boxes of
Yeah.
their policy requirement. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, you
it's not
can
the same as
proceed
dental.
with no
Guarantee of-
guarantee of benefits or payments. Yeah.
And my friend Virginia at West Coast Diagnostics just mentioned that there's, some other companies out there that also, ship tests to patients. So check out sleeptest.com, check out West Coast Diagnostics as well. For anybody that's on right now, or for everybody that's on right now, if you have to bail, if you've got things to do on a Tuesday night, you can jump off and you will get your C certificate emailed to you in the next 24 hours. Again, that'll be from Donovan at Spark Study Club. Check your spam folder. We've got a few more minutes. If anybody needs to jump off, though, feel free. We've got a couple more minutes.
Antonio.
Antonio, yes.
Sorry, that's why I was looking down.
Yeah, Antonio at sleeptest.com. You can reach out to him or Ryan. Just to mention again, that's how you get your CE certificate. Also, I mentioned the Transcendental Sleep Symposium earlier. We have a contest going on right now, where if you register with the code winner by tomorrow, you will get an exclusive 2027 TDS t-shirt. Everybody that comes to the meeting knows that those shirts are in high demand. We run out every year. They're custom designed by local artists. So get registered by tomorrow night with the code winner, and you'll be guaranteed a t-shirt. Or I'm sorry, you'll be guaranteed. That's not, I left out the most important part. If you register by tomorrow, not only are you guaranteed a shirt, making you a winner, but there's a possibility we're going to draw a name tomorrow, where you will get one lucky winner will get their tuition refunded. So get registered. One lucky person, the drawing's tomorrow. We'll announce it on the 14th. One lucky person will get their tuition refunded. So you want a shirt, register, you get the shirt. It's a possibility you'll get to come for free. If not, you'll get a shirt. That's at tdssymposium.com. Reminder too about next webinar 2 weeks from today. Ken Smith, Dr. Dan Taché, our appliance isn't working. Now what? I think that's it for that. Yeah. So anyway, real quick, I want to be mindful of everybody's time. Lesia and I are going to see Quicksand and Bane tonight.
Yeah.
One of us will stage dive, the other will not.
Like, it's
Leave it up.
bedtime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna party. I'm gonna party tonight.
So we're
With a
gonna.
Diet
So I
Coke.
don't want to keep anybody too long. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. Joe Bustle, I will give you a shout. I guarantee tomorrow. Keep the questions coming. We'll lightning round them. Anything else that anybody wants to know? Is there a course teach the front office stuff and documentation needed? I'm still waiting to be reimbursed from insurance and delivered the appliances 8 months ago. Holly, that sucks. It happens, unfortunately. You know,
Don't
the
call
day
me.
before the symposium kicks off, we've got that sleep champion breakout workshop. We'll be talking about insurance there. In the interim, reach out to Nearman Practice Management or Pristine Medical Billing. You can talk to Randy at Pristine Medical Billing.
Marty Lipsy's on here. Shout out to Marty Lipsy.
Marty Lipsy might be able to help you out, but reach
Yeah.
out to one of those third-party billers and see if they can help you.
And listen to Sleep Matters podcast.
Yeah, listen to
Yeah.
the Sleep Matters podcast. Why? Who's here not listening to the Sleep Matters
I
podcast
know.
other than me?
Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
Yeah, if you're not listening to it, go to sleepmatterspodcast.com. Go check it out. Also, what other questions do we have? You know, let's take 2 seconds on this. Lesia, abridged version. How does your bonus program work?
We basically have our BAM of what we need to meet to pay all the bills and pay everything. And then we get, everybody gets $500 if we meet that BAM. And then for every additional 20,000, they get $100 more each. So everybody's incentivized to, like, we want to just at least get to that BAM. And then again, they're moving
It's
people
just
up.
up from there, so there's no
Yeah.
ceiling.
There's no
So,
ceiling. No.
Love
Right.
that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Jessica, do you guys have a bonus program in place? And how is it
We
different?
have always, and that's what I was about to say. Last year, we got ambushed, and everybody decided they did not want bonuses. They wanted a higher hourly wage. And despite wanting to do that, we did it. No bueno.
Idea. No
No
bueno.
good.
No, it's not at all. I don't know if you remember the last time that we met, we had just implemented a gain share, which was basically at the end of the year, basically the same thing. We met BAM, anything above that, 1% went to all the team members of the profit. And it was great. They fought us on this, and now we have some new team members and we're implementing new bonus plans. So
Yeah.
it's just, there's something like you said, Lesia, the team getting together, the excitement that goes around almost reaching a goal.
I'll tell you
Team
what, do
members
the
always
simple
want
math.
more.
Like,
And it just makes sense.
What does BAM stand for?
bare ass minimum.
I was gonna let you say that.
Just
Yeah,
clarify.
you know, it's one of the things. It's like, do the math. You want an extra $1? Okay. You want an extra $1 and not be
Oh,
part of the bonus?
I calculated out, like, so we have one team member who does our financials. She does all of our financials for all of our patients. So she does the verification of benefits, she gets the form, she uploads it. Well, she has a second role, and that role is to recapture anybody who didn't move forward in consult. So she calls them, and the reason why it's her responsibility is because she can offer payment plans, get financing, or do whatever. So any patient that she calls that didn't move forward in consult, she gets $50 if they move forward. So we take impressions for everybody at consult. So all she has to do is call them on the phone, work out a payment arrangement, and then put in a task to order the device. And she, for July, I just got her number, she gets an extra $600. So
Yeah.
those are people that she just called, followed up with them,
Yeah.
and she gets to recapture them.
Oh.
An extra $600, like,
Yeah. I got something to say. Do you guys use cherry
Oh, we do.
oh, okay.
Amazing.
Erin, do you
Hey,
know about
actually,
cherry, Erin?
everybody that's still on, this is the pearl.
Yeah. So
Like
way to go for
affirm.
having like FOMO and staying on.
Yep. Tell them what
So
the pearl
so
is.
cherry, so send me an email if you're interested, and I'll hook you up with my guy, Lesia at gotosleepcenter.com. We signed up for this thing called Cherry. It's like Affirm, it's like Klarna. And
How we
they
explain
come
it.
red, and it's like interest free up to 9 months. And the patients are like, oh, okay. They just snap it on their phone. They get approved right away. And my case acceptance went through the roof with the ones that had higher out of pockets. So my
And don't
full
forget your money
fees,
is in the bank right away.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Cherry just changed the game for
Yeah,
us.
we
It
we
was
love it.
awesome.
And one thing that we just implemented is our clinical team members have to print out a cherry
Yep,
pre-authorization prior to the patient coming in. So it's
it's right
already
there.
available to turn around. This is what
And
we
when
can
people,
do. What can you?
yeah, when people think, oh, CPAP is only so much a month. Yeah, but it never ends,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? For the rest of your life, you get a new mask every 3 months. This, it's monthly payments that ends, and then you're done. You've got your appliance. You're good to
And
go.
just for providers or any office managers, my team member that bonus the $600, that was an extra 375 an hour she made for July. That's
It's not a
crazy.
dollar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
Extra
the other thing
almost
on
$4 an
that is,
hour.
I mean, humans are, you know, if you just give everybody the money, like they aren't, and they're not someone that's intrinsically motivated, they rest on their laurels.
They
And,
do. Yeah.
it's not a value judgment on them. It's human nature. It's one of the
It's
reasons
human.
that, certain political ideologies are impractical. You give everybody everything, they don't work. They've got their comforts. With
Yeah.
that said, I know we're way over it, and I
Got nothing
apologize.
better to
I know
do.
everybody's got to
Yeah.
go. So I
Concert.
want to
My
thank
in-laws just flew into town, so I got plenty of
Eh.
time.
you're like, I'll stay on for a week. Can we do this all week? We'll be like one of those
I'm just
streamers
kidding.
that
I love
stream
them. I love
nonstop for a week. Yeah.
Right. So
No, but really, I want to thank everybody that's on here. I mean, looking at, I'm just so happy to see so many friends. I mean, there's Olga Rodriguez again, Michael Murray, Marty Lipsy, good to see you, Maggie Froning, uh,
Marty sent me a patient.
Laura and Robert,
Thank you,
uh,
Marty. Appreciate
Dr.
you.
Antoni, Joe Bustle. Again, I had just made a note. I will 100% call you tomorrow. The problem is I don't know what time it will be, but we'll exchange some texts and work it out. Um, yeah, thanks to, and actually, Randa Hawatma, I think you're in St. Louis. I believe I came to your office to show you an EMA like 18 years ago. Um, so
crazy.
great to see you on here. But thank you all for being here. Great questions. Your commitment to helping more patients and growing your practice is really admirable. Pay your people what they're worth. And that, you know what, that means if they suck too, pay them what they're worth. Get rid of them. Pay good people good money. Everybody else get rid of them. Uh, but thank you for being here. Really,
Thank you.
I hope there was something you learned tonight, and then you put it into practice. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email. I don't have anything to sell you. Yeah, I want you to come to Transform Dental Sleep Symposium, but other than that,
Don't miss that.
I don't have any kind of coaching programs or anything like that. I can point you in the right directions. Lesia, Jessica, Dr. Erin Elliott, my co-host, Lesia, my co-sleeper,
Ooh.
and Jessica,
Love it.
my co-pilot in the back of the room talking smack about everybody at conferences. I want to
Yeah.
thank you all.
Thank you.
I know it's the end of your work
Thank
days,
you.
and the fact that you're willing to avoid your in-laws by hanging out with all of us is
Bye,
much appreciated.
Tammy.
So thank you. Seriously, you work so hard to gain this knowledge and develop this wisdom, and for you to share it so openly with our viewers is a testament to who you are and your generosity. So thank you, even if you're just doing it to avoid your in-laws. Thank you. So
Thank you so much for having me.
appreciate y'all.
Yes,
Have a
thank
great
you.
evening, and see you all in 2 weeks. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.